Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I am your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. Folks, we only have a few things to go through tonight. First, I'm going to discuss the capital project and some progress that's there. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we know right now for our planning for September, and then we're going to finish it off with our recognition. So let's get going. First, the future is here, ladies and gentlemen, and our momentum is building. And that's really talking about our capital project. We've talked about this over and over again. You see that we've had recently that groundbreaking, the media coverage of the groundbreaking at Kenmore-East, the turf field. We also announced our Hamilton UPK program on that day. But you see that things are really moving forward here in Kenton. And some things I just want to focus on. We have work going on from roof work. Some of our roofing work has already been completed in this first phase. Single points of entry, adaptive playgrounds. We already talked about those turf fields. And folks, drive by any of our schools. You could see that adaptive playground being worked on from Sheridan Drive. When you're coming up Brighton or Freeze, you could see that soil, that big mound of soil with the turf fields being done. And let's talk about that mound of soil. Actually, very creative. We have additions happening in the future at Edison Elementary. And in order to do those additions, there's actually a grade difference. So we're going to actually reuse that soil, save our community and this project hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring that soil over to Edison Elementary to really bring it up to grade so that addition can be done. So we're saving money hauling it away right now, and we're saving money purchasing soil in the future. And that's how we've really coordinated this program. Just one small example of the great work that's being done by many teams here. So thank you for your patience. I know whenever construction is going on, it is often times a nuisance during the process, but what it's going to produce for our community, for our neighborhoods, for our schools, especially for our children, is really second to none. So excellent job by all. It brings me to our next point. We want to talk about the future. Hamilton is coming along wonderfully. A real big kudos to all of our people that have been working so hard, led by Tim Ames, John Willie, really doing great work over at Hamilton. Georgia, you know you've been doing great work. And these people are there every day coordinating, getting the building not only emptied, cleaned, ready. Our technology department has been there day and night, wiring the building up, and we're really making progress. And our UPK program, we had a really nice event on July 6th at a Hamilton, and it was raining that day, folks. Rain, sun, it was a mixture, one of those hot, sweaty days. And you should have seen, if you weren't there, if you got a chance to come, you saw it for yourself. But if you weren't there, all the families that came to either register for UPK or to learn more about the program, thank you to our partner in the YMCA for just a great job. I got to speak with not only families that are coming to UPK, some of our families in the neighborhood sharing hot dogs together, and it was a really good time. And that's what Kenton's all about. The school is the center of the community. Great job to everybody that's been working their tails off on Hamilton. More to come. Like I said, the future is here, and we're just building momentum now. So we have a lot of exciting things in the future. Let's talk about the future for a moment. The future of September. That brings us to our next point. And folks, you see just a couple weeks ago, we announced the new guidance that we received about summer programming. And we are advised follow the masking from camp rules. So we adjusted our masking requirements for the summer. Right after that, then the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, released their guidance for the fall. Now, we'll talk about that in a moment. I just want to reiterate, not that we don't follow CDC guidance, but school districts in New York State, we always follow the guidance then that follows that CDC guidance that comes from either the New York State Education Department, New York State Department of Health, maybe sometimes both, that will tell us what we should be doing and what guidance we should follow for the fall. So the CDC guidance, this preliminary guidance is saying about masking, and I know this is a hot topic. for many in our community on both sides of the opinion on masking. But the CDC guidance does say anyone 2 and older that is not vaccinated should be wearing a mask. Now, in the fall, we'll see what comes out from the guidance. I will tell you this. I don't know which way that's going to go. I will wait for that guidance, and I want to reiterate that in Kenton, we always follow the guidance. So, folks, putting our opinion aside on this topic, and I know that's hard to do. Like I said, a lot of emotions, a lot of opinions on this topic on both sides of this issue. But right now, what I can tell you is that as more information comes out, we will share it with our community. So right now in the summertime, in the summer months, we don't do a connection every week, but I can guarantee you when more guidance comes out, if it comes out on the weekend, then we'll do a connection that following week. If it comes out during the week, midweek, we will still do a connection by that Friday. As soon as we know more, we will share that information with our community. Folks, we have come so far together. Like I said in the beginning, coming out of this pandemic in many ways may be even more difficult than when we came into the pandemic. We are all frustrated. We all want it gone. We all want it done, but we have to make sure that we're following this guidance. And as it comes out, I will keep you informed. Here's the good thing. In Kenton, we're planning 5 days a week, in-person instruction. That's how we're moving forward. Our buildings have been outfitted back to our traditional classrooms, the way that we knew pre-pandemic, how we would deliver instruction. And right now, I'm planning, our teams are planning that we're all going to be back 5 days a week. So let's keep our fingers crossed that things continue to progress, do our part to make sure that we're doing everything in society to keep us moving out of the pandemic, and let's work together and be positive together, even during the difficult times. Folks, remember, anyone can do it when it's easy. What makes Kenton Kenton is the fact that during the hard times, we come together and we find a way to make it happen. So stay tuned for more. And finally, for our recognition this week, really, this week we wish to recognize many members of our staff who truly embody Kenton's spirit of community, family, and helping one another. That spirit that I was just talking about in that last piece. When our Kenton community learned that an employee, Louis Vacanti, needed help, they set out to do anything they could to support him and his family. Mr. Vacanti is a cleaner at Kenmore-East High School who unfortunately has been hospitalized and has been awaiting a heart transplant at Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester. Staff members have found multiple ways to support Mr. Vacanti and his family during this extremely challenging time. This includes Mr. Vacanti's colleagues in the KTSEA, the Kenmore-Tonawanda School Employees Association, working in partnership to find a way to donate accrued sick time for Mr. Vacanti. This effort was spearheaded by KTSEA members such as Mike Chauvelin and Julie Miller and Personnel Director Patrick Moses. Those are just to name a few, folks, because everyone has really come together in this effort. There were many other ways staff and the community have taken action to support him and his family as well, including a special 26 shirts, t-shirt design commissioned exclusively to support Mr. Vacanti. It is always heartwarming to see people in our community and our staff doing whatever they can to help one another during trying times. We see countless examples of this throughout the year, and this truly is the Kenton way. Mr. Vacanti represents the best of Kenton, and his colleagues represent how we are all one family supporting each other. Louis, we're praying for you every day, and this really just embodies, ladies and gentlemen, this I'm going to end today, what Kenton is all about. Like I said, you ever hear that phrase that we're not going to sweat the small stuff, because all the big stuff that we address together, that we come together as one Kenton community, whether we're helping each other out, whether we're lifting our entire community, whether we're doing our part. Somebody used to give me the phrase, I sweep in front of my porch and the whole neighborhood is beautiful if everybody does that. And isn't that what we do in Kenton? Everybody makes sure that not only they're taking care of everything for themselves, they're taking care of everything for each other. And that, in essence, is what makes us Kenton proud, Kenton strong, and together we will move Kenton forward. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying these summer months. Really rest, relax, and re-energize as we begin to come into our new school year.